So today we are talking about my new favorite affordable field watch. Met up with a friend of mine a few weeks ago, Mark, and he had one on wrist, and I loved it and had to have one. I reached out to the company, and they were quick to send me one. Full disclosure, they did send the watch free of charge, and I do not have to return the watch. The company is Contar Watches, and their watch is the Contar Mark 1. And this is just a great everyday field watch. I've had it about a week now and thought it'd be the perfect watch to bring up to the cottage for the weekend. And we are back. Had a great weekend at the cottage, had some fun fishing, got a few projects done too, and the Mark 1 was the perfect watch for the job. So the company Contar Watches is a small watch brand with only one release so far, although I believe there's a Mark 2 on the way. They're based out of Portugal, and the owner wanted to put together just a reliable, robust field watch that takes inspiration from some of the military watches from the past, particularly the Dirty Dozen British World War II era watches. The end result is a no nonsense, do it all watch that does exactly what Contar set out to do. The dial is well laid out, easy to get the time with just a quick glance. You can probably tell from the somewhat oversized small seconds that the watch is using a quartz movement with that second hand ticking away. I like that crosshair on the sub dial, gives it a cool look. Both the branding where it reads Contar as well as the markers for the time in 24 hours are in a toned down gray versus the other markers that are white. Helps keep the dial from looking cluttered, I find. The outer markers along the minute track are applied, including the triangular marker at the 12 o'clock, which is a great little detail compared to a lot of field watches where everything is just printed on. The hands are that right length where they reach right out to the minute and hour markers, again, helping with getting the time very easily. The loom they're using is BGW9 and it's solid. I've seen brighter, but it's a good, even application and is fairly long lasting. I've taken the strap off the watch here for a second because this has a trick up its sleeve that will help with getting the watch under your sleeve, and that is the case back. Apologies if it's a little bit dirty. I put this thing to work this weekend. Even ended up catching a snake while wearing this watch, believe it or not. Somewhere along the line, though, I've seen this done before, but they've left this indentation in the case back so your strap will be at least partly sunken into the case, making it wear thinner on wrist. I think this is an absolutely great idea. The strap that comes with the watch is a NATO style strap, but if you put this on a single pass, it wears essentially like a two-piece strap, and this is one of my favorite features of the watch. I have tons of NATO style straps and single passes, but usually gravitate toward two-piece straps because of the extra height it adds, but this works perfectly. The case is bead blasted stainless steel Other than the case back, it's pretty typical for this style of watch. The crown is a signed screw down crown, and it's super smooth to unscrew and screw back in. Running the watch is the Seiko VD78 quartz movement with a battery life of approximately 3 years. I love a good grab and go quartz in the watch box, and this is great for that. The strap the watch comes with is a decent quality strap. I've only had the watch a short time, but it feels like it'll stand up well over time. It's not a particularly soft strap, but it's been comfortable on wrist so far. The stainless steel hardware is matching the case finish with that bead blasting, and the buckle is signed Contar. Size wise, the watch comes in at 40.1 millimeters in case width. Lug to lug is 47 millimeters. Lug opening is 22 millimeters, and the thickness is 11.2 millimeters. The crystal is a domed sapphire with an anti reflective coating, and the water resistance on the watch is 100 meters. So you're good to go with swimming or really any kind of water sports. And here it is on my 7.25 inch wrist, and there's really not much in the way of negatives with the watch. At first, I was thinking maybe drilled lugs would be nice, but with the way they did the case back, I feel like I'd pretty well always be wearing this on a NATO style strap or single pass. The only other area of improvement would maybe be the AR. It's not the greatest, maybe a few more layers would help, but at the cost of this watch, that is more of a nitpick. On the site, these go for 150 euros, which is pretty well on par with the US dollar as of today. So I think you'll have a hard time beating this one for the cost. Overall, it's a great option for an affordable field watch. Link to their site will be below. So that is it. Appreciate you taking a few minutes to stop by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye bye.